Hi, welcome back to my channel, and this sound off is about the young lady, Shanquilla Robinson, who lost her life while on a girls trip in Mexico. Okay, so I'm sure many of you already know the story. Y'all heard about it. Y'all have seen other videos about it. Y'all seen the fight video circulating on social media. And so I don't have to really get into that. Y'all know what happened. So I was extremely triggered by this story for several reasons, okay? I think a lot of us we've all heard of like girls going on girls trip and then they come back and they all have a big falling out. They're no longer friends no more, right? It's a running joke. People make jokes about it. We talk about it. It happens, but you never think that two girls getting into a fight is going to lead to someone's death. And that's what happened here. I have a cousin, Duet. I have a little cousin who I love. I adore this little girl, okay? We fight, we argue. We do not physically fight, but we argue all the time. But I love that little girl. I don't want nobody to touch her, okay? And she's been in situations where she's friends with girls that they don't really like her, right? I think we all have been in situations, right, where our moms were like, I don't like that little girl. She shouldn't be your friend, right? And I'm not her mother, but I'm like her big sister. And I've seen certain friendships that she has. And I'm just like, yeah, that shouldn't be your friend. I don't like that little girl. I don't want you to be friends with her. I don't like her energy. I don't like her vibe. I don't think she's your friend, right? We've all had those moments. And then it's just kind of like, sometimes you don't care. You're like, oh, she's really fun. She turns up. I like her. We have a good time when we go out. But deep down inside, she don't really like you like that. And it seems to be what happened with Shanquilla. She was around a group of girls that didn't really like her like that. Unfortunately. And it sucks that her mother has to have, like, no mom should have to bury their child, right? It shouldn't happen. It should never happen. But you damn sure don't think that's going to happen because your daughter went on a girls trip. She went on a girls trip and this is the result. Nobody wants that to happen. But sometimes y'all take these chances when you surround yourself around people that don't really see it for you. The energy's off. But I think what really made me feel like I had to say something about this is, obviously, if you watch my channel, you know that I review reality TV shows. I consume a lot of reality TV, okay, baby? I watch all the shows. I watch Love and Hip Hop. I watch Basketball Wives. I watch Bad Girls Club. I watch all the shows, okay? I've been watching them since I was a kid, okay? I've watched all the shows. We see, even Real World, we've seen The Challenge where people get into fights. And I feel a little bit responsible because I consume that type of television, right? One of my most favorite moments, and I probably shouldn't even say this, but I'm calling myself out. One of my favorite moments was on The Challenge when CT got into that fight with Adam. If you know, you know. I must have watched that shit over like 10, 15 times. Like, damn. But that shit is kind of fucked up. You're amongst people. You're under the same roof with people. You're going to sleep next to these people. It doesn't occur to you that one of them might take your life from a fight. So most recently, we have Baddies West, Baddies South, Jocelyn's Cabaret. The audition process for this show is so degrading. And I don't mean to sound like I'm on my high horse because, I don't watch the show. But this what y'all doing for a little bit of attention, for a little bit of notoriety, a little bit of fame. It's like at least in the past on these other shows, there's an issue, the girls are mad at each other, tension spills over, and there's a fight. But nowadays, none of that even happens. This one standing here, this one standing here. I want the attention that she's getting. I'm just gonna bop her upside her head. That's a lot. That is too much. That is too much. Like, yeah, if a girl is getting bullied, like I used to watch Bad Girls Club, okay? I love the season with Valentina and Shannon and Rocky and all of them. I love how when they got to the reunion, Shannon said, I'm not taking y'all bullying no more. She put hands on everybody that put hands on her. And I was like, yeah, girl, get your lick back. I ain't gonna lie, I was like that. I was immature. I was a lot younger. But it made sense. They had an issue. Now, you don't even have to have an issue with a bitch. You put your hands on her and everybody's like, yeah, get her, get her, get her. And it's just like, yo, this is going too far. This is going too far. This should not be applauded. This should not be rewarded. It should not be encouraged. It's ridiculous. You're just putting hands on people just because you want to do it. And guess what? The person who wins the fight, everybody is loving them. Everybody's like, yeah, she did that. She got hands. And it's just like, we cheer and champion that shit. But then when we see what happens to somebody like Shanquilla, now everybody's like, oh my God, rest in peace to her. And it's like, yeah, we should say rest in peace to her, but then we also should do better. When I saw that Portia posted, you know, rest in peace to Shanquilla, I mean, I think that's a nice thing to do. I think, you know, she's someone who could use her platform to bring awareness to this case. I heard that it has been upgraded to a homicide and that the FBI is involved now. And thank God that people can use their celebrity and their platform to bring awareness to situations like this, right? That is a blessing, right? Because it didn't look like this girl was going to get any justice. But it really irritated me that, okay, Portia, you're posting this, right? But then you were the same one that was saying, well, Candace shouldn't have pissed Monique off. Well, Candace, she should have learned. She shouldn't piss Monique off. Monique was upset. That's what she gets. Then you were the same one when Candace filed charges. You were like, oh, she shouldn't have done that. Those two girls were friends. How dare she press charges? But it was okay for her to put her hands on her. So what if her putting her hands on Candace had gone wrong? It had gone wrong. Shanquilla thought that that girl that was beating her up was her friend too. She thought she was amongst friends. And then they were sitting there recording her get beat up. This girl was completely naked. And she was getting beat up by her friends, and her friends didn't intervene. This girl's neck was broken. And then they tried to cover up what they did to her. I don't think they wanted to kill that girl. Some people are saying that they think it was a setup. It might have been, because I don't know. I wasn't there. But I don't know that I believe they were trying to do that on purpose. I just think it went too far, and this is what happened. And this is what you should think about before you put your hands on people. I definitely believe in self-defense. If someone tries you, someone puts their hands on you, or someone is attacking you, you have every right to defend yourself. But I just need people to know that when you get into a physical altercation, you don't have control on how things are going to turn up. You don't have control over how things will end up. You just don't know what will happen. But Portia, you are one of the main people that like to put your hands on people. You are one of the main people that was defending Monique when she put her hands on her friend. And then you have all this compassion for this young lady, but you pick and choose who you want to do that to. We see people like Jamil Hill. It ain't even been a month where she was on Watch What Happens Live saying, well, you don't write a check that your butt can't cash, your hands can't cash, or whatever. You guys don't even know this girl. And all of us, our hearts are broken because we saw that video and it's just like, damn. But let's just be real. Had we seen the video of Shanquilla getting assaulted by her friend, and we had no context, we didn't know who that was, and we didn't know what happened afterwards, I bet you the comments would be different. I bet you people would be like, yeah, she got her ass whipped. She should have fought back. Why you didn't at least peach the bitch? Y'all would have had all types of jokes and memes and gifts to put up there. But now that we know how it ended, it's like, oh my God, everybody's singing a different tune. Even though we have publicly seen you guys say people deserve to get dragged. People deserve to get beat up. It's like that don't make y'all feel no kind of way. Because it definitely made me feel a way. It definitely made me feel a way. Because I'm not going to lie. I'm a person that has a terrible temper. If you put your hands on me, I'm going to beat your ass. Like, I have the worst temper. But as an adult, I have learned I better keep my hands to myself. My mama always told me, be careful who you put your hands on. Don't ever come home telling me you got whooped. I don't want to hear that. But be careful who you put your hands on. If you can make your way out of that situation without it being physical, that's your best bet. Because you never know. You never know who you're putting your hands on. You don't know what can happen. I don't remember. I think it was like 2018, this was like 20, ooh, I don't remember what year it was. I think it was like 2016. Okay, so back in 2016, there was a situation with this young lady. I think her name was Amy Frances Joyner. This was a story from Delaware. You can look it up if you didn't hear it. I'll never forget this story. But there was a young girl, I think she was like 15 or 16 years old. Regular ass fight in the bathroom. These girls didn't like her. They were mad at her for whatever reason. They got her. They lured her to the restroom. They jumped this girl. They kicked her head, I think, against the sink. They beat this girl. They beat this girl. She died. This was in Delaware. You can look the story up. She had some type of, I think she had something wrong with her heart. I don't remember if the family was aware of her condition or not, but because of the stress from the fight, this girl died. And I remember the girls were held accountable. They went to jail. They went to jail, I think. They were arrested. They were convicted. Eventually, I think the case was overturned and they only did like probation, and one of the girls was acquitted. But other two girls, they went through it. They went back and forth to court. This girl's mom was not playing. Like, y'all killed her child. Y'all killed her child over a fight. And it wasn't from her injuries. She didn't die from her injuries. She literally died from being so stressed that she had a heart attack and died. And people were like, well, they didn't know. But they shouldn't have put their hands on this girl. This girl didn't want to fight. Shanquilla was in that. She didn't want to fight. Amy didn't want to fight. But if you talk mess, you deserve it. If you don't talk no shit, you don't say nothing that you can't back up. People have all these things to say, and then something like this tragic happens and they don't connect the dots. Oh, let's not use this moment to make your arguments. No, we should use this moment to make the argument, because if we did it before, if we use our better judgment before, maybe something like this wouldn't have happened. But people, it's so cool now. Oh, she whooped her ass. Oh, we gonna record it and put it online and it's funny. No, that shit ain't funny. I remember another story. This was in New Orleans. This was definitely 2017, because I remember it happened around my birthday, where two cousins had beef. Y'all probably heard of it. Two cousins had beef. They ended up at the same spot. I think it was House of Blues in New Orleans. They got into it. They got kicked out. They on the street now walking. They still want to fight. The one cousin over here, she ain't really saying nothing. The other cousin, she want to fight. Her sister is with her. And some of the friends was trying to stop it, but they end up fighting. Somebody was recording. Someone was across the street recording it. The friends did try to stop it. They did, but they were not successful. Maybe they didn't try hard enough. They could have tried a little bit harder from the video I saw. But they got to fighting. The girl swing, boop, boop, and she just dropped to the floor. The cousin stabbed her. The cousin stabbed her. The girl died. Now we look at that like, was that worth it? Everybody's like, damn, why you stab your cousin? Why did y'all let them fight? Was it that serious? Was it that serious that now one of you is not even here anymore? And I don't mean to sound like I'm perfect, because I do have a temper on me. If you try me, that's why I stay home. I don't be outside like that. I go outside every now and then because I know my temper. I know how I am. And I just know that life is real. You can't let your emotions make you do something that you're going to regret. So I'm not trying to sound like I'm perfect and I don't fight people. But as an adult, I manage to steer clear of certain situations. I do. Because you never know how it's going to end. You hit the wrong person. You don't know what they're going to do. You don't know what their retaliation would be. You don't know who they're with and what they may do. You don't know what can happen. But we are in a society right now where it's so fun and it's so cool. Like Jocelyn's Cabaret. And I like Jocelyn. I love me some Jocelyn. Are you kidding me? I love her. But that shit that she be doing on that Jocelyn's Cabaret, I don't like that. I don't fool with that. Baddies West, baddies South, all this stuff. Everybody pounding each other in the head. You do not know you may hit somebody and they fall and their head hits something. And now look, what is your life going to be now? You got blood on your hands. You didn't intend for that to happen, but it happened. And then we're watching Real Housewives of Potomac as we speak. The next 2 episodes, right? They are on a girls' trip. And these women are all over the age of 30. Some of them approaching 40 soon. Some of them in their 50s. Some of them knocking on 60. They are right around the corner from 60. And they're on this cash trip doing this mean girl shit. We're watching these women at their big ages do this mean girl shit. And we're like, what the hell? We see in the previews, Mia is going to try to attack Wendy. And your employers, the network, thinks this is entertainment, so we're going to go with this. It's disgusting. It's one thing for a girl who's not accomplished. She's 20 years old. She ain't got shit to lose. In her mind, she don't think she have anything to lose. I'm going to go on this TV and act a fool. I'm going to hit this bitch, and whatever happens, happens. Maybe I'll get famous. It's okay. And I'm not saying it's okay. It's not okay for that to be. Right? But it's really not okay for women who are accomplished, who are already famous, who are already in the public's eye, who have money, who have children, who have careers and families, and people look up to them and think and see them doing this mean girl shit. That shit is a problem. It's not cool. And I know that y'all know I'm a Candace fan. I don't mean to bring everything back to Real Housewives of Potomac and Candace, but I remember during season 5, that mess. I remember during the season 5 mess, so many people were like, oh, she should just get over it. Her and Monique were friends. Oh, well, your friend whooped your ass, get over it. Why would you call the cops? She's a cop caller. Oh, my goodness. You know how many times me and my friends, we be fighting? Why is that normal to you? And if it's normal to you, why do you want to force and make it normal for somebody else? That young lady, Shanquilla, I bet you, this was not the first time one of her friends put their hands on her. The girl who was beating on her, that's probably not her first time putting her hands on one of her friends. But people was probably like, oh, girl, just get over it. You know, you was probably talking shit, girl. You know, when you have a mouth like that, you got to deserve, you got to expect to get beat up. That shit is wrong. If you don't like somebody, then don't be around them. I seen a video where this girl was like recording. She was on a girls' trip. I think it was Miami. And she realized the girls that she was on the trip with didn't like her. They were acting so weird in that video. They didn't know that they were being recorded. And she was like, this is how they're treating me. And that shit is sad. I think it's ridiculous. I don't know. I guess I went through enough of that shit in high school. There's no way at my big age I'm hanging around people that don't like me. I'm not doing it. I don't care if you don't like me. I like me enough. I like me enough for me. So if somebody don't like me, why I gotta be your friend? My social battery don't even charge all the way to that level to have so many friends. But I just don't get it. You're going on a girls' trip with a whole bunch of people that don't like you because they want you to split the costs, and you're gonna let that be? You're gonna put up with that? We gotta do better. That young lady did not deserve that shit. Her mother did not deserve that. No mom should have to bury their child under those circumstances. Like, that makes me sick to my stomach that girl thought those were her friends. And then they just left her there. They continued their trip, and when it was time to go home, they went home. They didn't care. It was in another country, so they probably felt like they were good. Now everybody's coming out trying to clear their name. Well, I wasn't there yet. Well, I didn't happen this. But I guarantee you probably witnessed that before. You probably witnessed that same friend get beat on by someone else in the friend group. You probably witnessed another friend get beat up by a friend. And that's why y'all feeling guilty, because y'all know that y'all could have done more. Y'all know that y'all could have spoke up. Y'all know y'all could have said something. And that girl is gone. Y'all played with her life like that. Like, what could she have done that made you so upset that you would have to beat her to the point where you broke her neck. You all hated that girl so bad. That's scary. Like, you would be around. I couldn't, if I don't like someone, I don't want to be around them. I don't want to hang with them. I don't want to pretend that we're cool. I don't want to be around you. And see, that is why I don't care if you're a friend, you're a family. I don't care who you are. If you don't like me, I'm not fooling with you. I'm gonna stay away from you. You give me a bad vibe, I can't do you. I cannot. I don't play like that. I don't play those games. And people, y'all need to not play those games. The young girls, y'all like to get in the cars with your homegirls, and y'all don't care if they're drinking, if they're drunk, if they're a little tipsy. You don't know what's in the car. You don't know what's in the car. You don't know if there's drugs in the car. You don't know if there's a gun in the car. You don't know if your homegirl that you're riding with, if her boyfriend has a gun in the car that maybe killed somebody. Y'all don't even know, but y'all jump in the car with these girls. People, y'all need to be careful. Y'all really do need to be careful. Y'all need to think twice before y'all hop in the car with girls, go on trips with girls, hang out with these girls, invite them to your home. You're friends with a girl, but she thinks you want her man. She jealous of you. You're friends with the girl, but you don't like how she wear her hair. You don't like her outfits. And you talking shit about her in a group chat. That shit seems like it's not that big of a deal until it's a big deal. Now we looking at this girl like, damn, that's fucked up. Yeah, it's fucked up. But I'm pretty sure that wasn't the first time that something wrong took place. I'm pretty sure that something else happened before we got here. Sometimes y'all just gotta be selfish. People be like, oh, you acting funny? Yeah. Right now, I haven't been watching the show. I think it's called The Impact with Ari's on there and Jada Waiter is on there. I haven't been watching, but I've been seeing the clips. I've been hearing what the people are saying. They're like, oh, Jada act funny with Ari and this, and maybe the girl don't like her and this. And it's just kind of like, I don't blame Jada. If you don't feel like she really like you like that, you don't feel comfortable around her, your spirit don't take her spirit, you don't have to be her friend. You don't have to be her friend. You really don't. You do not have to be people's friends. If people make you feel a way or they treat you a certain way, you don't have to be friends with these girls. Erica Banks was like, oh, I don't go out to the club with girls that don't look this way, don't got this kind of shape and this, that, and the third. Sometimes man's rejection is God protection. Sometimes you don't want to be around these bitches. Because a bitch will leave you for dead. A girl will go out with you and leave you stranded. Some of these friendships, they be y'all whole life. And then when shit go wrong, y'all be devastated. But y'all really need to adopt the fuck them. If somebody don't like you, it's not the end of the world. Somebody don't want to be your friend, it's not the end of the world. They don't invite you to go out, it's not the end of the world. Like, I don't know. I feel really bad for this girl. I feel so bad for this girl. Like, I saw a video today where they said they were hiding for her. They were all in a room plotting against her. And I don't know that that's what's happening because I wasn't there. I don't know these people. But I didn't even take it as they were plotting against her. I just feel like they didn't like her like that. But they needed her to split the cost. So they let her come on the trip. They needed her to split the cost. They needed her to be there. So they're like, girl, come on. And she thinks that they're her friends. And that's like, turns my stomach. Because damn. I could never, if I don't like somebody, why I want them in my space? And then you go and you do this to this girl. I mean, none of this has been confirmed. We don't know if that's the fight that led to this girl losing her life. It might have been a whole nother fight afterwards. We don't know. But it's just like, damn. People really out here, like, people need to do better. We all need to do better. Like I said, if we would have seen that video and we didn't have no context, what would we have been saying? Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna call myself out. If I'm gonna talk about somebody else, I'm gonna call myself out. I've seen many of fight videos and been like, damn, that's funny. Now, usually I don't go looking for fight videos, but promise you, if there's a bully in the video and the bully gets their ass whooped, I ain't gonna lie. I'll be on the other person's side. I'll be like, that's what you get. But honestly, this whole whooping, fighting people for fame and for popularity, that shit is weak. We need to all do better. We all need to do better, myself included. Like, I don't be out there fighting people. Like I said, I like to stay in the house. I stay inside because my temper is ratchet. Okay, I have a really bad temper and I've worked on it my entire life, and I managed to keep my hands to myself. So I know everybody can keep their hands to, if I can keep my hands to myself, anybody can keep their hands to themselves. I know that for a fact. If I can manage to reel in my bad attitude and reel in my bad temper, then it's doable. If it's not doable, then maybe you need to be on medication or in therapy or something. But it's just like, I really wanted to make this video because I've seen a lot of people talking about it, and I don't know if they made some of the points that I made, but we are all consuming a lot of reality TV, and that's kind of the format. I feel like a lot of these girls, myself included, we have been watching women go on television and be violent and be rewarded for it. They became stars. They became celebrities. They became rich because they went on a TV show and bullied somebody else and beat on somebody else. And so why wouldn't somebody do it? Why wouldn't Shanquilla's friend pull out the camera and record it? This might go viral. You might get a whole bunch of followers for it. Why wouldn't they do it? We sit here and we watch a lot of these shows and we review a lot of these shows, and we make these women famous. We made Evelyn famous. Evelyn, since day one of Basketball Wives, have been assaulting people, throwing drinks on people, slapping people, hitting people, cussing people out. We watched her do it to her friend Jennifer. We watched her do it to all these other girls, and it was all good and great. She was rewarded for it, and kudos to Evelyn. We made her a whole star. And then it was all good until OG came on the scene. Now, oh my God, I don't want to be around OG. I can't sit on the same stage as OG because OG is too much. She's aggressive. She's aggressive. But when you was doing it, it was all good. We made Jocelyn a star, and I love Jocelyn. But look at what she's doing on Jocelyn's Cabaret. That shit is not cool. That shit is not cute. We sat up here and we've made all these women famous. So yeah, it literally is like a full circle moment, and it's messed up, but it's kind of like, yeah, something needs to change. That's one of the reasons why I wasn't mad at Andy when Andy said, we not making Housewives become Love and Hip Hop or Bad Girls Club. We're not doing that on my show. I wasn't mad at him when he said that. I really was not mad at him for saying that but it's kind of starting to happen. Even though it's starting to happen, I was not mad at Andy for putting his foot down, and I just hope he keeps putting his foot down. And I hope that other people start to put their foot down, because that Zeus thing, that Zeus is, ugh. But anyways, that's really all I had to say. Again, rest in peace to that young lady. Y'all send y'all good energy, send well wishes to her mother, because that woman, whew, I don't know. That shit is wrong. That's really wrong. The friends that are all coming out to save y'all ass, y'all didn't save that girl. So y'all can keep y'all explanations. Go explain it to a judge. Anyways, that's really all I had to say. I mean, let's just be mindful. You know, let's stop rewarding bad behavior. How about that? Because this really should not have happened. It really shouldn't have. That's really all I had to say. Thanks for watching.